So I have to start this new intro first off by calling some attention. This is an audio podcast. We don't put our video out. We don't kind of put our faces out. But I just wanted to say the pure for like the listeners, the pure fuckboy energy that Andy is kind of putting out on the video right now is truly it's just with the between like the little chain and the glasses and like the tattoo sleeves. It's just Naveen, am I off base about this?
No, man, not at all. I mean, he is the epitome of fuckboys.
Right. It just Andy, you look like you would be a good time. You look like you would break my heart.
Literally the first time anyone has ever referred to me as a fuckboy. Probably couldn't be further from the truth, but I'll take it at this advanced stage.
I don't know. It's like you're telling us who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll go with it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
So this is our intro for one of the older episodes that we've done. I think probably the oldest one that we've had the courage to re-release at this point. But this was this is for 2004 Stephen Chow's excellent kind of fantasy, kind of wuxia martial arts comedy movie, Kung Fu Hustle. 2004 film, although it got released 2005 in the States. And we originally recorded this, looking at the notes here, July 2nd of last year. So going way back. This is episode 12 of the Mainline Pod.
Right. Then we released Warriors, and I think that was before.
Oh no, yeah. Good point. Good point. That
So,
was and actually Almost Famous was sort of before that.
I didn't remember this one being that far back. I thought it was more recent than that.
Over a year.
Yeah,
Wow.
just a little over a year. Yeah, that's impressive. So it feels kind of fresh in my mind.
Because it was awesome.
Yeah.
This is kind of referred to. So none of what we've done in the Asian cinema cycle has actually, I think, sort of been publicly released at this point. But those were episodes 9 through 12, and I do think of these a little bit as actually kind of the tween years of the podcast, because it was fun. It was also a little bit rocky.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. The whole cycle, or this movie in particular?
The cycle. The Kung Fu Hustle itself was kind of the fun one that I think I kind of feel sort of kind of brought everyone back around, got people on the same page again. But just to recap, the movies we covered for kind of Asian cinema. Out of India, Naveen's pick, 1975, Sholay, an extremely famous Bollywood film. I think kind of maybe like one of the highest kind of grossing pieces of cinema ever in India history. Then after that, we had Andy sort of blindly picked gritty, hardcore Indonesian martial arts action movie, The Raid. And then Eric picked a quirky little Japanese kind of indie comedy drama film called We Are Little Zombies. And then my pick for the end of the cycle was Kung Fu Hustle. If memory kind of serves, Kung Fu Hustle was really the only one everybody consistently liked.
I thought The Raid did pretty well also. Didn't everybody love The Raid? Like, it was just a lot of fun.
I was amped about The Raid. I think that was actually my top 10 of like that particular year. But I feel like it didn't hit for Eric. He actually watched the sequel and liked it a lot more. And I think Andy, you weren't like the biggest fan.
I think that's another one of those movies that I look back on more fondly than perhaps I did when I first watched it.
Interesting.
I liked it when we first watched it, but I felt like it was a little bit, I don't know. It was a lot, I guess. But It's definitely an action movie that if somebody was saying like I'm looking for, I love John Wick, I love this kind, that kind of just intense action the entire time, The Raid would be one that I would 100% recommend.
What if John Wick was made for $50, everything was dirty, and you somehow felt like everybody was literally actually getting physically hurt?
Yes, that is exactly how that movie played out.
And you didn't have to kill a dog to get it going.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
Just things just got like a little bit sort of kind of goofy in sort of the slums of Jakarta. Just for them, just a Tuesday, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Raid, I think, kind of split people like a little bit. Sholay, if I remember, everybody had a pretty good time with it except for Naveen. Is my memory correct there?
Yeah. I still enjoyed it, and it was good, but it didn't have quite that mystery it had being a kid, considering I don't know the language very well, and there were no subtitles, so a lot of it I couldn't figure out just from context what was going to happen, like the whole arms thing being a kid, and so it didn't hit as good.
Spoilers for Sholay.
Yeah.
Spoilers, there's an arm thing.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it didn't hit as it did when I was a kid, but it was still good, and I still enjoyed watching it. So.
Andy, what's your memory of Sholay?
I remember having a hard time getting started with it. I had to kind of, I don't know. I think I started watching it. I got sleepy. I turned it off. I started watching it again. I got sleepy again. Turned it off. Then I turned it on the third time and was like rapt attention the entire time. That was like, I don't know what it was. It was just the right time. And and it hit. I think that's an episode that, while I'm sure it's very rough because it's early on for us, I think we should probably release that one at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I was into it from the jump. I made the decision ahead of time. There's because this Sholay being like what they refer to in Indian cinema as kind of like a Marsala movie. Is that correct, Naveen?
Yeah.
A style film where there's something a little bit in there for everybody. I did fast forward through a couple like the slower sort of kind of mopier kind of song performances that were in the movie, not the big crazy gay motorcycle song that the two men kind of sing to each other up top. That was just you go from the train robbery and right to just two bros in amazingly fitting bell bottoms, just calling to each other from the top of the motorcycle in a forested glen. It was superb.
Romance for the ages.
Right.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Should any of us find even kind of one of those friends in our lifetime? But
Yeah.
I had a really great time with Sholay, but Eric was on cloud 9. I mean, it always surprises me the things that he really kind of strongly responds to. This movie, I think, parts were so extra, but so extra in a way that were like exactly on Eric's wavelength. This kind of being, I think, kind of one of the miracles of the like the podcast. Just one of us discovering a Bollywood movie that we really loved.
Yeah, he did really like it.
Right. And then finally, within the cycle, we come to We Are Little Zombies, which was an experience.
Yeah,
it was.
It was an interesting one. A lot of good things in it. It was not a little, but it was a lot to take in with all the little sections and what was going on and trying to figure things out. So I still haven't done it yet, and I still mean to, but it was hard to kind of take in as a whole. But they do kind of split it up nicely into kind of little episodic chapters or something like that within it. So maybe watching it in short little clumps might
make it more digestible.
Right. But it did have a lot of cool things, like the callbacks to just the video games, the RPG, where they're walking through and collecting items, kind of thing.
The overhead shots, and the fact that each of them has their own sort of specific kind of just piece of equipment that not only has like a video game analog, but also translates into like the part they play in the band that they form.
Right. And then the whole tune that was really cool.
The music video that they shoot at
rock band, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the aesthetic of the movie was great. And virtually every other aspect of it was awful. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Although I will say, I don't know, I forget when we watched that, how long ago that was. Obviously about a year. The We Are Little Zombies song is still stuck in my head.
Awesome.
Nice.
It's a little bit of a tricky one. You know, Eric and I having sort of considerably more kind of context for kind of, you know, just Japan as a country, Japan as a culture. I was entertained by it, but I had no misconceptions the entire time that it would be kind of really like an accessible thing to like the two of you, because there is, I don't know, it's Eric can speak much more, I think, kind of coherently and in a much more educated manner on this than I can. But this is a weird way that, you know, sort of Japan, and particularly sort of kind of younger artists, younger filmmakers, present and kind of criticize social problems that the country is having. I mean, you get, you know, these 4 orphan kids, and each orphan and you know, like the family that, you know, the family that they've lost represents like a different sort of sincere social problem. With one of the kids, it was kind of poor eating and unhealthy lifestyle and obesity. One of the kids, it was sexual abuse. One of the kids, it was domestic violence, and one of the kids, his parents were just jerks. They were just like shitty mom and dad. I feel like in like a lot of kind of Japanese art, like the way that they can present that kind of thing, which is kind of, Japanese people get very, very tetchy if you do anything that seems that is outwardly critical of the older generation, and particularly of kind of parental figures. So that kind of bizarre, quirky, you know, kind of Scott Pilgrim adjacent package with all kind of like the you know, kind of like the crazy costumes and like the like the video game references, and like the fact it gets completely bizarre and psychedelic at the end. That is, I think, for like a lot of kind of Japanese artists, like, you know, that's the only way that you kind of get stuff like that made, is you have to kind of put kind of like a candy colored sort of shell around it. I watched this movie understanding that, and because of that, I was like a lot more patient. But kind of from where like the two of you were coming from, I completely get it as well.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Sure.
That's right.
But then finally, you know, that brings us to episode 12, Kung Fu Hustle. Andy, it actually says in my notes that was the first time we brought in our senior Youth in America correspondent, Charlie, to guest on the pod. I remember him just knocking it out of the park. So did like a fantastic job.
Yep. I didn't realize that was the episode, but yes,
that was his kind of pod debut.
All right.
But yeah. Kung Fu Hustle itself, you guys want to say like a few words about the movie?
Yeah, I do. This was my second time seeing it, and actually kind of funny. Once my wife realized we were doing this movie, she's like, "Oh, I want to watch that. I'm watching it with you," because she knows as well. It is just a fantastic movie from beginning to end. Just so much fun. So outlandish, and basically bringing the cartoons to real life kind of thing with some of the running and
referencing about 100 different other things, but still being able to be uniquely itself at the same time.
Right. And it was just fantastic. It still had that whole hero's journey kind of thing in there. But overall, it was just a lot of fun. Even some of the action stuff was really cool to watch. The way they did it and the effects they put in there. It was just a great movie. Fun little storyline. And we hope you enjoy this episode. And maybe if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Yeah. Andy, anything to tag on to that?
I don't think I can add anything that Naveen didn't say. I think it's well worth the watch.
Yeah. A movie that brings in any number of sort of more traditional kind of either wuxia or kind of more kind of mainstream kind of martial arts and kung fu movies that none of us have any kind of perspective on, but a movie that also is so strongly borrows from Buster Keaton, from superhero films, from even like fucking Looney Tunes. It's just it's so much fun. It's just completely like original, like front to back. And yeah, I'm still to this day, you know, this was kind of my pick for the cycle, and I'm really kind of glad that we kind of ended on this one, because it kind of felt for me, you know, the first dozen or so kind of episodes of like the podcast, everybody is trying to kind of get their bearings for each other and kind of figure out what kind of things we can sort of like understand and appreciate, like, and enjoy collectively. It was like a little kind of rocky for like a little bit, but you know, this I kind of knew in my heart was going to be, this would sort of kind of bring everything, put a smile on everybody's face and kind of bring things back in sync.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would also kind of personally say, I think that I think that in the years since then, I think the experience of kind of doing this pod has also kind of just also kind of broadened our taste and appreciation of kind of film, like in different aspects. I think you know, Andy's a bit more kind of curious about sort of kind of trying out letting do things. Eric's a little bit more willing to make some of his picks like a bit more kind of grounded and accessible. Naveen has somehow not recommended like a second Dana Carvey movie since
I should.
since last summer.
should.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. Maybe go with Master of Disguise next.
Oh yeah.
Running at a crisp 63 minutes, I remember. and like a sterling half-star review from Roger Ebert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was great.
Any kind of case, episode 12, Rebels Without a Pod, Kung Fu Hustle. Please give it a listen. But even if this is the point of the record you're checking out, go see this movie, because it really is kind of truly something like special and individual.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Rebels Without a Pod, the show that dares ask the question, really, how good was that stir fry? We're joined today by, who do we have? Ice Pack Eric, and that's Lobot Chada on the ones and zeros.
Cheers.
My name is Johnny Vegas, the voice of reason. Today, we are going to be talking about 2004 Hong Kong martial arts comedy classic Kung Fu Hustle. But first, gentlemen, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah.
Doing great.
Everything's good.
Good, buddy.
Good.
Anything that you've been sort of watching, reading, listening to that you want to shout out?
Just keeping up with the Boys series.
Okay.
So I'm glad I'm able to kind of keep up with that, as opposed to having to like binge watch every episode.
How's it holding up?
It's probably one of the best shows that held up so far, even season after season.
Magical, isn't it?
Yeah. Usually there's like Breaking Bad. I think like season 3 for me was like, what the hell is this season? Breaking Bad, and then
2
it
to
came
3
back.
has a little bit of a lull. Naveen, how caught up are you? Have you watched kind of like everything that's been put out at this point?
I've watched all of season 4. I don't think episode 5 is coming out tomorrow. Is that
6 is out tomorrow.
6?
If I remember.
Okay, so I should be caught up because I've got episode 5. I have watched the cartoon, the Diabolical Boys, but I have not watched the prequel stuff. I think it is. There's that show.
There was a spin-off, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm sort of misread. There was a spin-off series called Gen V that was about a bunch of high schoolers.
Yeah.
I have not watched that yet. It's in my queue there, but I'm caught up with the main Boys series.
That's all in the same The Boys universe, all those shows?
I don't know about Gen V. I assume it is, but the Diabolical Boys, the animated version,
I don't know about Diabolical.
Gen V, 100%. It's some kind of like V power kind of teenagers going to high school and having to do with something.
there's a little bit, to my understanding, of like an overlap to like kind of like the main feed plot, but it's not like it's not super important, at least so far, to keep track of what's going on. Like I think they've kind of, in season 4, they kind of casually mentioned kind of once or twice something that happened in Gen V, but just both of those were just kind of purely like sort of superfluous references.
So you don't need to watch, because again, I've only watched season 1 and maybe the first couple of episodes of season 2. You don't have to watch those other shows. Like that's my biggest.
I haven't got the impression it's really good.
Okay, because that's my biggest gripe with like all the Marvel cinematic stuff. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I can't keep up anymore, and I watched everything when it first came out. The first like, many years.
Okay, Andy. So let me ask you this question: what was the thing out of like the Marvel stuff that sort of broke you? That sort of made you hit a wall? Kind of like, I'm not going to watch everything anymore. You have
once they started doing, I didn't see She-Hulk. I was gone by then.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I was already gone by then. Once they started to do like a significant number of TV shows, streaming shows, where and those all had interwoven storylines that would then impact whatever the next movie was that was coming out, I just got fed up and annoyed at that point.
Just the general kind of MCU Disney Plus project. You've had that's right.
Same thing's happening with Star Wars though too.
Yeah.
Look how many people are just like Disney's ruined the Star Wars universe.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And I say that, and there were a couple of those Disney MCU shows that I did like. Like I really liked Loki a lot. Yeah. I thought Miss Marvel was awesome.
Miss Marvel had a really wonderful kind of family and comedic.
It was fun. It was just really fun, and it was different than everything else. I liked that one.
I liked Moon Knight.
Moon Knight
was really good.
That was unexpectedly good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Ethan
So
Hawke.
there were some that I liked.
Yeah.
There were definitely some that I liked, but there was others where like I don't know, like the What If series. I couldn't get into that. Apparently She-Hulk was garbage.
I watched it. I forget who made me watch it. I think it was John. I'm gonna blame John.
My text to you at the time was it's not great.
I can't recommend this.
Interesting stuff. I can't recommend. We'll get to that.
I feel like you challenged me a lot. So I'm like, hey, John, is this good? And you're like, I really can't recommend it. And I'm like,
when I have like an authentic sort of like this just wholehearted recommendation to me, you're always kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
Just not enough drama here, not enough juice.
Dude, yeah, all the stuff that you love, I'm just like, that's garbage. Nobody's gonna watch that. The trash, that's my treasure.
Yeah. We'll get to that like a little bit. Naveen, anything else you want to shout out for what you've been watching or anything else?
No, that's about it. And working on the theme song for our show, I figured it'd be a nice little intro, and even maybe throw a little tidbit in there between when we have to take breaks, so it kind of transitions from one break to the next a little easier as well.
Mm-hmm. Who was the Saturday Night Live? Who was like the house band artist who was there for like years and years? Was it G.E. Smith?
G.E. Smith and the Saturday Night Live Orchestra.
Yeah. That'd be sweet if we had to go something like. Well, certainly like the intro music. It was definitely a surprise, cool sound. Really kind of greatly appreciated.
Yep. I totally like it. It's
Thanks.
Great.
Yeah.
One I could say I'm actually quite proud of. I'm like, all right, I don't know if you got the feel of it, but I wanted to get something that's easygoing and not too harsh to bring you in. And I was like, surf music. Why not? It's instrumental.
It's a little surf music vibey. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Got that surfy feel to it.
Yep. Well done.
Thanks. Loved it.
Thanks.
Awesome. Read into 5. Andy, anything you've been checking out that you wanted to kind of talk about?
Honestly, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna have much to answer for this one. This last week has been so. Hillary left for camping on Saturday to go with some of her friends. So I've been with the kids since Saturday. So I haven't had the opportunity to do much of anything since then. And then last week, toward the end of the week, again, still Stranger Things. We're still working our way through that one. So nothing.
How far are you into the show at this point?
Still in season 2. Yeah, so we're not, like I said, I've said this before, we're not binge watchers at all. So we'll do if we were to get 2 episodes a week in, that would be a lot for us.
That would be pacey for like to the way the two you just kind of work your way.
Yeah. So we're gonna be watching Stranger Things for a while.
Nice, very nice. Well, it just I think I've commented on this before. Like 2 is a bit of a sophomore slump, but at least for me personally, season 3 and 4 are up there with just the best television ever made.
I totally agree.
It was a masterpiece, and 4 somehow doubled down on that.
Love them all.
Yep, totally agree.
Oh, I figured you wouldn't have watched it, Eric.
What? I haven't watched Stranger Things?
I figured you wouldn't have because Johnny loves it so much.
Because Johnny
except for season 2.
Wait, John, do you like it?
I know that he's just going to like, and I'm not going to take it away by kind of weighing in on this equality. I'm just going to wait, and he'll be there, and he'll text me about how good this is, and then we can have like a friendly adult conversation.
Yeah, I feel like I watched it before you did. That's how I can justify watching it. If it was a recommendation from you, I just would have
immediately out.
Lies from the wolf. Eric, has there been anything that you've been watching recently that you?
Wow, John, looks like you're fishing.
Maybe up on this pod.
Taking it in a different direction. I'll save
Okay.
it. So Caleb, I don't know why, but his friends convinced him he has to finish Naruto Shippuden, which is the Naruto anime. I forget how many episodes there are. There's like 600 plus or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
And
That's crazy.
It's like,
what's the length of each one?
It's like 25-minute episodes. But the thing is it's all about the show trying to catch up. Or I'm sorry, the show is not trying to get too far ahead of the comic. So they keep making filler, because it's like every single week a new episode in Japan for most cartoons. So yeah, it just his friends were like, you got to watch it. It's so good. Just skip some of the filler. So he keeps sitting there watching it, and he's screaming. And I'm like, what's wrong? Is it because the filler's so awful? And he's just like, there's so much explanation. The subtitles are moving too fast. I can't deal with this. I don't know what's going on. I just don't care anymore. And I'm like, why are you watching it? And he's just like, it's like a rite of passage thing. Like you have to watch. Like I guess at like 14, by 14 it's already too late. So at like 12 you should have finished Naruto Shippuden.
It's like missing your bar mitzvah. It's just like you're never going to be a man with the community. Like in a way.
He's just like, I feel like just somebody's sticking like a hot poker in my eye or something. It's just so awful. But he still keeps watching it. I'm not watching it with him. But
stop watching.
Yeah, he's like, you read the comic, right? Did this happen in the comic? And I was like, I don't care. I gave up. I read that in like a week. I don't care.
Yeah. You're past that.
Yeah. But I did watch a movie this week, going against Johnny's recommendation, and it was a film called
Point of order. Just before.
I missed what it was called.
Because I need to get this in early. I texted Eric about this film a month ago, and the leading comment was, I can't really recommend this movie, but it's different. It was kind of interesting. Maybe check it out at some point. But
what was it called?
I Saw the TV Glow.
Mm-hmm.
So the person that made I Saw the TV Glow, I forget the first movie she did. It was, do you know what it is?
Everybody's Going to the World's Fair?
Yes. It's on Shudder. I turned it off after like 15 minutes because it's supposed to be kind of like, what is it, like a 16-year-old trying to find their identity, making YouTube videos, but getting so immersed in this like YouTube series or something like that they're producing that they can't tell the difference between what's real and not real or something. That's my take on it. I watched 15 minutes and I thought it was stupid. But I saw the TV Glow. All I saw when I saw the trailer online was two kids, like two like outsiders in high school meet up to watch this TV show from the 90s that is kind of like a Nick at Night, or not Nick at Night, like what's it called? Is it Snick?
Snick. Yeah.
On Fridays.
It's like the TV show. It's sort of riffing on Buffy.
Yeah.
Sort of riffing on kind of Nickelodeon Snick. Sort of riffing on this kind of real short-lived show Sarah Michelle Gellar was also on called Swan's Crossing, I believe. It's just kind of 90s kind of teen drama / fantasy / horror / kind of
Yeah.
Just recognizably, sort of like.
So I saw bits of it where it's kind of like it's late at night, it's 10:30. They're watching this show while everybody else is asleep. It's kind of like edgy and low budget. And then something about how later in the future they meet up and they're trying to, they find out it's real or something, and so they want to go into that world. Yeah, I guess that happened. The rest was just not good. It felt like it was written by like a high schooler or something. Writing was bad. Pacing was really slow. The actors, the main actress that plays the angsty female, who's like 16 or 17, she sounds and acts just like Napoleon Dynamite. And it's not even like
you didn't make that connection, but I only saw the first 5 minutes.
All over. She's just like, because she keeps saying stuff. She goes, "Gosh." She's just like, "Ugh." And then she's like, "They just don't get me. Like, I just don't understand why my."
Eat your ham.
Yeah, you. Tina,
eat your ham. Freaking idiot.
Yeah, and then there's actually a scene where she's sitting on the bleachers, and I was like, pulled it right from the friggin' movie. After I watched it, I was like, I don't understand it, and I'm reading on Reddit, and I'm like, oh, it was all a metaphor. It was a metaphor.
I feel like you're leaving out a really important bit of this.
You know what? I'll touch upon it briefly, but I don't want to ruin it for everybody who wants to watch the film. But
no, I haven't seen it. I don't even know what it's about.
Oh, good. Don't watch it. You don't need to
Google it.
Yeah.
And there are two important things that you have not noted. Number one, Fred Durst is in the movie.
As what?
As the
Fred Durst was Justice Smith's father-in-law.
He was the lesbian with the mohawk screaming into the mic like an hour and 10 minutes in.
No. He was the angry bald dead who just kind of lived in just.
He was the dad?
Yeah, he was the dad. He was the white dad.
He had facial hair. I couldn't recognize him. He's bald, facial hair.
He's very round. He's very round, and he's actually kind of weird. He says maybe 3 words the entire movie. He's kind of like,
he says, "Give me something, break." I don't.
And then the other thing that you didn't mention, this is more for teenaged Andrew than probably any of the rest of you. One of the 2 Petes from Pete and Pete, the Nickelodeon, the seminal Nickelodeon show, was in as neighbor number 1, Michael C. Morona, the older of the 2 Petes. I don't know if you guys ever watched Pete and Pete, but that is a
I saw them recently. The younger one, he he has a podcast.
Yeah, he does. Danny something or other, I think.
Yeah. He was in all that too, right? Like
he was on a lot of the Nickelodeon stuff.
A lot of Nickelodeon stuff. I actually, one of the main actors too, I recognized. He was in the new Dungeons & Dragons movie, and I thought he was great.
Oh, Justice Smith. I mean, usually they star of the movie.
Oh,
yeah. He's like a wizard or whatever. That one that is having trouble doing his spells, and and I saw him in this, and I was just like, okay, he's doing something artsy and different. I get it. Right. So, John was accurate. What's up?
That D&D movie was so much better than it had any right to be.
Oh, seriously.
The single hardest time I laughed watching a movie last year was one particular scene in the middle.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
When Michelle Rodriguez goes home to see her ex-husband, and what happens so quietly over those 5 minutes, just happens.
I'll have to rewatch. I don't remember that part.
Yeah. Okay, so don't watch my movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So I'll tag very briefly again. These are text messages I received from Eric for a film. I said I can't really recommend this at all. But here's a selection of what he wrote to me. Wow, I saw the TV glow. How the... Because Charlie's right outside the door. Can I still curse?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
He's doing push-ups.
How the F did this get greenlit? What a piece of S. After an hour, it got a little exciting and then went back to being boring and uninteresting. It made me wish I spent the last hour and a half working on the Pringles puzzle Ray picked up from Five Below. And then later in the conversation
Great
said,
puzzle.
I wish you told me ahead of time. I liked 7% of it. Why did you make me suffer like this?
Yeah,
that was
it's
my
true.
opinion.
I spilled my beer, by the way, in the theater, so I did feel bad.
You went and saw this in the theater, no less.
I did. There was 3 high schoolers like 10 feet away. I don't know how they lasted that whole film without just like throwing stuff at the screen or just like, you know, just doing dumb high school stuff.
Like, do teenagers have kind of like a mystique about like the 90s right now? Because I mean, for us, it was just this pain in the ass kind of decade that we lived through. But I think they kind of like there can be like a bit of a cycle, right? Like kind of like people of a certain age.
Yeah,
are kind of romanticized kind of what sort of became.
They caught up to the 90s yet? I feel like it's
that feels like it must be a thing, right?
I believe baggy jeans are coming back.
Leaving the cusp.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll say this much: all those texts, right? It killed me because an hour in, I was like, I could rewrite this movie and make it that kind of thing. Kids that like met in the 90s, they connected on this thing. The TV show just reemerges later on, and then bizarre shit happens, and then they play Smashing Pumpkins in the background, and everybody's good.
Yeah.
I think the thing we all need to know, though, is was there a single man sitting in the theater that at one point yelled out, "Puberty"?
He's also saying, "Can't recommend this movie."
Can't recommend this movie, but
dude, I'm already here. I already paid for the ticket.
Just I paid full price for a single movie, got 7 minutes of Inside Out 2 for free.
That's true. Double feature for you.
Bonus.
So, I will talk kind of real quickly about like kind of like the one new movie that I sort of like caught this weekend, and this was not even a planned thing. It's just after it came out, I saw so much good press about it, so much stuff on Twitter, read so many kind of good reviews. I kind of on an impulse Sunday night decided to go check out the new Quiet Place movie. Ooh. Third one in the series, and it was fantastic. Like I won't just kind of like the core kind of basic core premise. The trailer sort of really kind of tells you nothing about it, but the movie is kind of like a prequel to like the other two Quiet Place movies about kind of John Krasinski and his family. Basically, the premise of the series is these kind of large, kind of hyper-violent insectoid aliens have all landed on the planet, and they basically sort of hunt. They're blind, but they're capable of hunting by sound. So the surviving human beings on Earth basically have to kind of like do like their day-to-day without making any sound whatsoever. Because if they trip over something or knock over glass or whatever else, like pretty much like these aliens pop out of the shadows and just kind of kill who made like the sound.
Yeah.
So the first two fairly decent. This third one that just came out is a prequel to the previous two on what happens in Manhattan on the first day of like alien invasion. Starring Lupita Nyong'o. She plays a woman dying of an unspecified cancer. She's in kind of like a hospice home. The hospice, the home sends her and some other patients into the city to kind of get out for a bit, kind of like watch like a marionette show. While they're in New York, aliens land. Whole city kind of gets torn apart. U.S. military sort of destroys the bridges leading in and out of New York as a way to kind of trap the aliens in there. They sort of figure out sort of early, just that the aliens can't swim at all. So the idea is just take out the bridges and then evacuate any like human survivors by boat. So the military starts sending boats to like the South Sea seaport. It's kind of implied Lupita's kind of in like the kind of the Chelsea kind of Times Square area. She goes out. Her original plan is to kind of get down to the boats with all the other survivors. New York being New York, New Yorkers being completely incapable of kind of doing anything by themselves or not making just a shitload of noise at all. Basically, just everybody that's trying to kind of get to like the seaport is just kind of getting massacred like over and over by like these aliens. So
that's fun.
Yeah, and so Lupita sort of makes a decision. She's like, you know what? I'm already dying. There's not going to be any doctors. There's not going to be any medicine. Like this is basically the apocalypse. We're all kind of living on borrowed time. So instead of kind of going south on Manhattan with everybody else, she decides to head up to Harlem to try to get to the old pizza place that she and her dad went to when she was a kid. And that's basically like the whole premise. She's carrying a therapy cat with her like the entire time, so it's the best cat acting I've ever
That's
seen.
what I heard. Frodo.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Frodo. They're like, I have a cat. My cat would be much smarter than that cat.
Or much. This is like the quietest cat. Like just that's kind of ever. Like, I love the Letterboxd reviews because like they're all like, yeah, great movie. My fat ass cat would start meowing like an hour in and kill everybody. So she kind of works her way. She kind of makes her way up to Harlem. She joins up with kind of this kind of British lawyer character played by Joseph.
Did she run into the Warriors at all?
She doesn't run into the Warriors.
Because I heard that they're actually bounty on them.
Let me swing back to that like in a bit. Like Joseph Quinn, who played Eddie Munson on the 4th season of Stranger Things.
Yep.
Phenomenal actor. Didn't actually know he was British at all. Also does like a really, really good job in this movie. Fantastic film. It's kind of like it. For me, really great horror usually involves some kind of strong like kind of like thematic connection to some kind of specific point about the real world. I mean, for example, like The Shining is about domestic violence and alcoholism. The Fly is about how you can't really know your partner at all. The Thing is like how your job and your coworkers probably killing you. Like all.
Say it, John. Say it. I saw the TV glow.
I saw the TV glow is about.
We won't touch upon that in this podcast.
It's about spilling your beer and being amazed at like kind of teenagers apply.
Yeah. Check Reddit.
The Quiet Place. I mean, this prequel is like the core theme is basically if you suddenly realize that you have like a limited amount of time kind of left on this earth, how do you go out gracefully? How do you kind of go out like on your own terms? I mean, and the movie examines, it explores those themes so well. It's so well written, constructed front to back. This is the thing Eric and I have kind of mentioned in the pod. Like, but if you're like a horror fan, you know that it's most horror movies have pretty good beginnings. It's very, very rare to see like a horror movie like an excellent ending. This movie had like one of the best kind of horror movie endings I've seen.
Or I mean, look at like 90% of Stephen King's books.
Yeah.
Get so far, and then he's just like, don't know what to do. What do I do?
Yeah,
I've read that ventriloquist dummy in the stairs.
Right.
Yeah, I've read 600 pages, and now I realize that he doesn't have an end to the freaking story, and there's still another 600 pages to go.
Yeah, that was reading The Shining for me. That was reading Tommy Knockers. That was reading like another half dozen of his goddamn books.
I want to like his books so bad, and I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
1000%.
I mean, do you like the fact though that everything kind of touches upon like that Dark Tower like universe kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like finding that out when you get older, I think it made me connect better with the books, because otherwise I was just kind of like, what is this weird, bizarre shit he's throwing in here that has nothing to do with the story at all? Like, why should I care about this?
Right.
So it's fun to know it's kind of like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
I like the thing I was think about when we sort of kind of talk Stephen King is there's like a 2005 Onion article that it was just like just satirical. It's like a guest column by Stephen King, and it was like, I don't remember writing the Tommy Knockers. The guy explained, he's like, oh yeah, somebody finds like a UFO in the backyard of Maine, and he's just like, yeah, it sounds like someone right. Like a decade later, he was talking in an interview about like his life, and he had this crazy pill addiction and coke addiction and alcohol addiction for years and years. And I think he actually pulled out the Onion article, and he's like, this is 100% true. I have no memory of actually kind of writing that.
Let me ask you this though: for stuff you've written personally, right? And then you rediscover it later on, and you reread it. Do you remember where you were mentally when you wrote that?
I can only really speak to kind of like all like the creative writing I kind of found.
I remember you doing those ones with like video games.
Sure.
You're playing video games, and it kind of like what was happening in your life at that point.
Honestly, for me, Not having a cocaine addiction kind of certainly helps, but when I
Sure,
kind of
yeah.
I'm honestly kind of like right back there. I mean, like the shocking thing about rereading my high school reading was I could kind of tell like it kind of in certain ways better written than anything that I could write currently, and I think that's just because I was actually still reading books for fun like that.
Yeah. The thing I love is when you read something that you wrote previously and you can understand kind of what influenced you, like to write that certain way or include these certain themes and stuff like that. I remember when I was working at first job out of college, I had a lot of free time, so what I would do is I'd sit at my desk and I'd write these short stories. And it's all bizarre kind of stuff, but a lot of it was kind of built off of things I was reading at the time. Like I was reading a lot of Murakami Haruki and like some Stephen King stuff.
You can tell at this point I was reading timeline, I was reading Stephen King, I was reading fantasy novels kind of.
Michael Crichton run, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to do something different.
Right.
It's fun stuff.
Cool. The Quiet Place prequel, high recommend for me. So that's it for like the adult banter, but we're now going to introduce a new segment on the pod.
Oh, really?
We're going to call, we are calling Youth in America. We're
American.
Is that good?
Everybody. So guys, I would like to introduce my son, Charlie King. Hey there.
Hey, how's it going?
Charlie is 15. He just finished his freshman year of high school, and he is here. He is here to answer all of your burning questions.
Oof, nice.
Wow, mighty oracle.
What's the meaning of life?
Talking about these days, yeah.
What are kids talking about these days? I don't have any idea what he's talking about 99% of the time. He speaks in memes, or Kendrick Lamar lyrics, and that's really
I'm familiar with that.
Well, we speak in Drake lyrics, so this might be a fight.
Okay.
Oh man! I'm gonna throw down.
Got a part 2 coming?
I'm gonna throw down.
Wait, I gotta ask a question.
I don't know any.
How far did you get with One Punch Man?
Oh, I've finished it multiple times over.
The anime, or did you read the comic as well?
I'm currently reading the manga.
So the anime first.
Well, yeah, but I'm like reading it weekly though. Or like,
oh, okay. I get up to book 20, and it's a completely different thing now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It went
Monster
from
Association.
It just went right from a joke thing to like it's like legit.
Yeah.
And
It's fighting all the time. It's all serious.
Which I'm curious what I'm saying, but I mean, for like the limited amount of like kind of One Punch Man I've kind of watched, it's like I kind of like the joke stuff better. I like that there's like a monster there that's just like a giant porcupine that has a sign that says 3 hugs.
3 hugs.
Well, okay. So the kind of gist of it is that it's like it's just all of it's supposed to not be serious, you know? Because like if you've seen like stuff about it recently, he's like other dimensionally type strong, you know? It's just it's all just lighthearted jokes, you know? Like even his whole like character as like is a joke. And I'm pretty sure Eric talks about this in the Akira episode where it's like the guy who created it, he just made like a webcomic on it, and he was just kind of doing it for fun. He was terrible at drawing, so he basically just focused on like the writing aspect and like the joke aspect. So
I watched the first episode.
Yeah,
I watched the first episode and couldn't go any further.
Come on!
I couldn't do it.
This explains a lot about
the guy with like the lobster characters with like the nipples drawn on.
The butt chin.
The butt chin. I just couldn't. I was sitting there watching it in bed one night, thinking to myself, "What is going on right now?"
You're probably wondering when he said cleft chin boy, like what is a cleft chin boy? And then you saw it, you're like, oh damn, that kid's ass.
No, but it's like he becomes an important character later on.
Really?
He does reemerge, yeah.
Okay, Charlie. So we sent you kind of like a set of questions ahead of time, and I think that's actually like a good. That's kind of like a good sort of jumping off point. This is something I'm kind of personally curious about, being like one of the 4 of us without kids and not having like so much like exposure to this. But this is the thing I kind of hear sort of brought up on like other podcasts I listen to from time to time about how just what like American kids are into today's, particularly if you're into comic books, graphic novels, superhero stuff, sci-fi, fantasy, kind of whatever else, how much it's completely pivoted from kind of just Western stories and characters and comics to how it's basically become sort of completely dominated by Japanese media.
Yeah.
Could you speak to us like a little bit about that and why the channel?
So me personally, I've kind of got best of both worlds type scenario. You know how much of a nerd my dad is when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like he raised me on Superman and all of that. He made a joke earlier today where it wasn't like I was just dressing up as Superman for Halloween. It was just like a normal Tuesday activity. I would run into the living room dressed as Superman. So, and then at the same time, as I just went on a total nerd tangent about One Punch Man. Yeah, I'm also kind of well versed in that area too. Right. So, I mean, I might be a special case, but I feel like speaking to a lot of like my friends and people at my school, it is very anime centered. It's just like even if it's not like absolute like full on geek mode, it's still like a lot of people have watched just like one or two here and there, you know. Like Attack on Titan and stuff like that.
It's so pervasive among like young kids that it's something that everybody's aware of, even like a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, like if you came into a conversation talking about some like random Marvel superhero, they would look at you like you had a third eye. But if you came in saying like something about like let's go out on a whim and say Attack on Titan or like.
Sure.
Something like that. You're like, oh yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of that. I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's the way I just like a way I heard it described like on a different podcast recently that so stuck with me is that American kids at this point, nobody cares about Superman. Most people care about Naruto.
Does that break your heart? No, I didn't like Superman as a kid. I was never a Superman kid.
Terrible character.
Batman. When you know,
Batman was cool in our lifetime. It's the only sort of positive, not even positive associations. Baum was really, really, really in love with Christopher Reeve for like a long time.
Oh yeah.
For a while.
I got a question. I got a question. So at your school, if you're like, hey, I'm really into anime, do people call you a weeb?
I mean, okay.
Isn't like everybody a weeb?
I don't want to use this in a derogatory way, but a lot of the people at my school are really normie, you know?
Okay.
Just like they all kind of just live their own lives, do their own things. They kind of all have like the same interests just for like the sake of, you know, fitting in and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So, writing down normie.
That's probably why everybody watches Naruto, right? Because everybody else is like, oh, I've watched all like 7 billion episodes.
Wait. Oh shoot.
What does it say?
Hold on.
Weeb.
He's writing it the
WEEB.
other way around.
I need to ask this.
What?
Weeb. What? This is like red rum. I think I'm gonna get killed.
But yeah, I mean, like I would say I'm kind of the closet weeb type thing. Like I act on in school, but I'm definitely one of them.
Are you coming out? Is that what this is?
No, this is not a coming out episode.
We're recording this, by the way, so.
This is yeah. Someone's gonna hear this eventually.
Don't share this episode with your buddies.
Okay, well, Charlie, thank you for that. So let's move on to the next question. We asked a little bit about some like sort of shout outs. We were looking for what you've seen recently, your favorite movie, your favorite song, and your favorite video game.
Okay. So recently, I've been going to the movies quite a bit with some of my friends and getting all the new content that comes out, you know. And The one that I haven't seen with my friends has been If. I saw it with my family, and I thought that was an incredible movie. Because it's the new Ryan Reynolds one with the Imaginary Friends. I thought it was really
John Krasinski has some either writing credit or like a small role in that.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the podcast. Okay.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
You haven't gotten to that episode yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm too early. For the video game, I have a story game recommendation and like an online type thing.
Sure.
I have been grinding Elden Ring to like extremes. I beat that game and I'm already halfway through New Game Plus. Like I've been playing that game like no one's business.
I'm famously, so how long was your original run through Elden Ring? It's in the hundreds of hours.
It was like 70 plus hours for my first run through, and I'm halfway through New Game Plus, and it's like 5 hours.
Wow.
It has not been. It's been way easier, but yeah, the first run through was like it was half brutal, half absolutely incredible because I love the game. It was so good.
I hear it talked about on like a video game show that I really like, of just like the storytelling and the art style and the world building. Naveen, I'll shut up because you're not a gamer. This is a game that very famously features a giant turtle pope.
Yeah. He stands at a church all day and sells you like spells.
And Charlie, could you just briefly describe Turtle Pope for us, just so we have a clear visual?
Well, he's kind of there. So there's these things called runes. It's basically like the money system, and you just gotta trade runes with them. And he just gives you like this little line of wisdom. I don't think I can give you a specific thing, and he just like sells you something. He just
and he's just a giant turtle with a pope.
He's just a turtle. He's just a turtle with a pope hat. That's all he is.
It's fair. Right.
Okay. So that was one video game you want shout out, and you said like
and then I don't have as much to speak about this game because it's not very story centric. But I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. It's in the I don't know what it.
The App Store?
No, it's not a mobile game.
Oh, I thought it was a mobile game.
That's almost you now.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's like.
Both of them are like me.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it's like hello boomer.
It's like a search and destroy type game.
It's a first person.
It's a first person shooter where you got
What's it called? Rainbow Six?
Rainbow Six Siege, yeah.
Oh,
I'm not helping my case here. It really does. I'm not helping my case with the coming out thing.
And favorite song that you can listen to?
Favorite song, as my dad said, I kind of speak in Kendrick Lamar lyrics.
Okay.
You might have to do a little bit more digging for this song. It's not like one of his more popular songs. It's called Barbed Wire. It's on his album called Overly Dedicated. It's very good.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you guys probably won't know.
Eric, you'll have to ask Caleb about it.
Yeah, I'll ask him. I'm writing it down. He probably knows. So I bought Caleb AirPods for his graduation because he just graduated from 8th grade, and that's all he does is he just listens to albums like front to back now, just constantly.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Hold on, turn. Has it gotten to the point where I wish I could get my? Has it gotten to the point where they're with him at all times?
Yeah.
Safety blanket.
Yeah.
I keep them in my ears.
He walks around the house with these things in his ears.
Oh.
I would say 70% of the time, anyway.
I gotta show you. So Caleb, he got him for graduation. A week later, we went to Five Below. Not Five Below. It was like Marshalls or something random. And he got a case for his AirPods. And it's like a Sapporo ramen design or something like that. Yeah. And on the front it says "Got nudes." I was like,
just the only thing I know about Kendrick Lamar. I have not been following like the Kendrick Drake beef too closely, but apparently like the live kind of anti-Drake song that Kendrick performed on Amazon about like a week or so. I saw it described on Twitter as the Avengers Endgame of hating. Was what it was.
I mean, Whoever said that is not wrong. He performed his song called "Like That" 5 times in a row at a concert, just to like
just to aggravate. Yeah.
Sounds riveting.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlie, going on to question 3. So, like a movie, a song, and a video game, you messed with recently that you did not enjoy at all.
So, speaking on the movie, this might be a conversation starter. You guys might be mad at this, but
Could be a conversation ender to come.
I'll choose my next words carefully.
Yeah, do that.
I was not a huge fan of the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie. I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see it.
I watched it with a couple of my friends, and that is the first time in a long time that I've taken a nap in a theater. I hate it.
Really? Wow.
Well, now I gotta watch it 4 more times.
Is it just like there's just not enough action, or it's just really
long?
long?
It was a lot of action. It was just there was no story. It was literally I did not know what was going on. It was just flashing lights and big monsters.
Right.
But I get that.
It sounds rad.
I guess I get that.
Oh, Kong has like a crane on his arm or something.
Yeah, he's got. Like,
Kong basically gets like an infinity gauntlet, or like the thing Furiosa had, some nonsense like that.
I thought he was the Winter Soldier.
Are you a fan of Godzilla movies generally?
I mean, I think I've only seen one other one, which was the first Godzilla vs. Kong movie, and I also didn't know what was going on in that one. I mean, I get that that's like the appeal. It's just like, oh yeah, there's a big monster, you know. But like, I just can't, you know.
I personally have always felt like those movies are kind of snoozes myself. So,
okay.
You get no argument with me.
about video games?
Like a bad video game you played recently.
Okay, so I've heard that I've heard that Eric plays this game with the son a lot. I have not been a fan of Fortnite lately.
No.
Okay.
Have you played it recently?
Recently, I only got back into it
because I'm outing you if you did.
So,
I'm gonna tell your friend.
Okay.
You played it today.
I played it today.
Eric's got family in Shrewsbury, like he has.
Only because of the new OG thing. It's like there's like the OG Fortnite map is back again, and I was okay, I'll go for it again. But the last 3 seasons have kind of been a snooze for me, which is for those who are not well versed in Fortnite culture. That's like the last 3 or 4 months of the game.
And just as a side note, this was a game that he played incessantly.
Oh yeah, I have like 500 hours.
When it was when it was really popular, he played it constantly.
Yeah.
So for him to say that it's mid or it's skibbity toilet.
If they had Skibbity Toilet on there, I would buy that skin, by the way.
They always joke about breaking the internet, but that sounds like an actual thing that would break the internet.
Yeah,
adding Skibbity Toilet.
So everybody would be Skibbity Toilet.
Very little I know about.
You'd have one match where everybody agrees to wear the same skin. You can unite that many people, I mean.
Okay, and Charlie.
Let me ask just quickly. In terms of like all the skins that they put out for Fortnite, how many times have you shown your dad stuff and he was just like, "Oh, that's pretty dope"?
Well, to speak for the ones that he like found out about is like the new Metallica one. That was ridiculous. The fact that they added like Metallica to Fortnite.
Yeah.
I told my dad
merchandising.
And yeah, I told my dad about that.
Yeah, Billie Eilish. They got a bunch of artists.
Yeah, they got a bunch of artists.
To be honest, Eric, he hasn't shown me an awful lot of Fortnite.
Oh my god, man! There was like Predator. There's Alien.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch. They had Terminator. They have the Resident Evil 4 character skins.
That's pretty cool.
Street Fighter 2. There's a bunch.
I think the last one I saw was Peter Griffin. Strong Peter Griffin.
Yeah. You can get the what is it? Is it when you're low health? No, when you get taken out, he does a thing where he falls and grabs his knee and he's
he
going.
grabs his knee. I showed you that one. He actually thought that was funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I do that when I hurt myself all the time still to this day.
Right. They made me get the gold tux for that. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
I remember reading for like the Metallica skins, they did technically put in a Cliff Burton skin, but he can be like immediately killed by a bus.
John,
No,
too soon, bro.
Naveen, cut that out.
Battle bus, Johnny.
Too soon, man.
There is a
Alright.
bus on the
I'm,
map.
That did
I'm
not
not
get
a bad. I'm
Let's
not a
go
bad-
after the battle bus.
Okay.
Leave it alone.
They had one of Jason
we're-
Newsted,
we're-
but they just muted him.
He gradually fades like the longer and longer the game goes
Yeah.
on. Charlie, so a worst song that you heard recently?
Okay. I am a Kendrick Lamar fan, so that means recently I've not been a Drake fan. But ever since the beef has kind of ended, he released a song called Wagwan Delilah, which is a parody to the song Hey There Delilah.
Okay.
It's like a Canadian parody, and it is like I'll show you after the
I'll
podcast.
have to hear that.
It's ridiculous. He sounds like he has lost his mind and is on like I don't know. It's like Kendrick tore him apart or something, or like threatened him, and this guy just went off on a totally different side tangent.
Drugs are a powerful thing, man.
I mean,
that hating was so extreme and Kendrick was so accessible that it broke Drake's brain to a point where he made a rap Canadian cover of Hey There Delilah.
About Frodo the cat.
I think you pretty much got that right.
I'm just looking at my notes and just like those words do not make sense, and I
Oh, no, it doesn't
in
make
that order, but.
I want to have an honorable mention too. I feel like you need to just say the name or whatever of that dude that you showed me from YouTube the other day.
oh, you know Miles? Oh yeah, I love this guy. I have to play one of the songs.
No. Just it's YUNO.
YUNOMILES. I'm giving them a shout out.
Yes.
Okay.
I think leave it
at that.
Leave it at that.
Leave it up to
Let them do their research.
Leave it at that, or just throw a link in the group chat after.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I will.
As adults, we can write conversations. All right. So we're coming right up to like the end of the phone call. Charlie, give us a real quick, super Cliff Notes version. What is Skibbity Toilet?
Yeah, just read your thing.
Yeah, I have a extensive but not long.
We have 3 minutes.
Okay, I got you. All right, I have a note in my phone titled "The Complete History of Skibbity Toilet." Okay, me personally, I don't understand the series. It's really weird. I said, despite that, I looked online, and apparently there's an entire wiki fandom page on the extensive lore of Skibbity Toilet. Huh? Who would have imagined? I said, the Skibbity Toilet franchise is a popular series of brain-rot YouTube shorts made by a dude named Da Fuck Boom, spelled DAFUQ, exclamation point, question mark, boom, exclamation point. The Skibbity Toilet.
So this is.
The Skibbity Toilets are these toilets with human heads protruding through them that all chant a song, which I would rather not sing. And they are the main antagonists of the series. They go around causing damage to like this unnamed city until the good guys, who are a bunch of anthropomorphic recording equipment, attempt to stop the toilets. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's almost 80 episodes of this. There's like 80 episodes. And then I said, all in all, the group of legitimate toddlers and developmentally stunted adults that follow it weekly are probably going to have persistent mental problems later in life. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Okay.
It's just,
I can relate to the idea of being a developmentally stunted adult. The rest of that was just pure nonsense.
yeah, exactly, and that's all it is. It's like brain food.
So we're almost out of time.
And any follow-up questions for Charlie before we let him go?
I want to hear him sing the song.
No.
I'll have him sing it. I'll have him sing it as our lead-in for the next thing.
Patreon.
All right. Yeah.
Put it on Patreon. Again, write it down. Patreon.
Okay.
Okay, Charlie, all that was fantastic. Thank you for your answering your questions and all the prep work and everything else. That was great. So,
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Moving on to our featured topic, 2004's Kung Fu Hustle. Synopsis in brief. Kung Fu Hustle is a 2004 Hong Kong martial arts action comedy created by Stephen Chow, who directed, produced, co-wrote, and starred. The film was Chow's follow-up to Shaolin Soccer, a 2001 sports comedy that was briefly the highest-grossing film in Hong Kong history before being topped by Hustle in 2004. The film was nominated for 16 Hong Kong Film Awards and overseas was recognized with multiple critical award nominations in the US, UK, and Taiwan. It continues routinely to make lists for the best Chinese language and martial arts films of all time. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film maintains a 91% approval rating among professional critics. Bill Murray has called Kung Fu Hustle, quote, the supreme achievement of the modern age in terms of comedy, while James Gunn has called the movie simply, quote, the greatest film ever made. Jackie Chan awarded the film 3 stars, saying after his Sundance viewing it was like, quote, Jackie Chan and Buster Keaton meet Quentin Tarantino and Bugs Bunny, a tagline that actually appeared on the majority of the English language release posters. So this is kind of wrapping up our Asian sort of cinema cycle. This was my choice for the movie that we watched. Don't kind of really have too much to say. I think this movie is just it's so much fun front to back. It's so different and funny and weird and memorable, and it's just for me it was like a pleasure return. But, what did you guys think?
Yeah, just fantastic movie. It's great. Yep. Love it. Can't say anything more.
It was nuts. It was absolutely just batshit crazy from start to finish. I wrote down here in my notes as I was watching, it's Crouching Tiger meets West Side Story meets Looney Tunes meets Dick Tracy meets The Mask.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So Andy, you had a good time with this one.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I didn't do any research, and I'd never seen it. I didn't do any research on it prior to watching it, so I had no idea what to expect.
That's really, to my thinking, at least ideal kind of going into it.
I think so, yeah, because I went into it, I knew that there would be fighting. You know, I that part I was obviously I knew, but like, I will get into it later. I didn't know what to expect, and it did not disappoint, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, I'm sort of glad we kind of like ended on like a bit of like a crowd pleaser for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was gonna say you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't want my opinion, John?
That's all.
You skipped right over Eric.
You skipped right over me, buddy. You know I like it.
Both you and Naveen were just sort of great, sort of like thumbs up.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of give like Andy like a little more air time just because he kind of struggled a bit with like the last few things. Would you like to what else would you like to shout out?
I need an ice pack for this.
Okay.
I don't have one, so
I'm about to buy a third, so I'll.
There you go.
Not a sponsor of Elmer's Glue, but you can use it for just about anything. You can actually pick this up at CVS.
Dude,
you can eat it too. It's not toxic.
Yeah. Kung Fu Hustle. That's one of the movies that first time I saw it, I was so impressed. People that I don't typically watch movies with, like my dad or friends I don't see all the time, and they want to put something on, this would be a movie that I would go to. Because, again, there's so much to it, and it's just like a fun movie, lots of jokes, lots of action. There's so much going on. And when I watched it this time, too, and this was something John pointed out in terms of what we're going to talk about today, there's so many Eastern and Western like films and TV and culture and stuff like that.
I think Hong Kong is kind of culturally famous for kind of being like this nexus point between kind of British culture and kind of Chinese culture.
Yeah.
There are so many sort of, we'll touch on a bit, but it's wild how much stuff we get.
Seriously, I always kind of glossed over it, but I mean, that's part of it too. It's just like when you throw all those little fun, relatable like moments in there, it just pulls people in more because they're like, oh my god, this happened. I can't believe it. Like, I'm not going to ruin it. We'll talk about it in a bit, but yeah, it's a great movie. Watching it this time round, by the way, I didn't enjoy the ending as much because it's so like bizarre, and they don't get into it that much. You kind of know it's coming, but when it happens, and you're kind of like, huh.
For the ending, are you talking the fight, or are you talking like everything?
I'm talking about when they find out that they've like his chi was blocked, like Singh's chi was all like blocked up, and it's released, and now he's the kung fu master. But even getting past that, the ending where he opens up the candy shop with his buddy, and the girl that's mute that he's been like picking on the whole time, she shows up. She's like, "Oh, nice." He's like, "Yeah, I did this for you. Why I treated you like trash the entire movie."
And then in the last 10 seconds, the same homeless guy comes up. He's like, "Well, you like that manual of like the pump? Here's 5 others." Which, I mean, it's a really naked, obvious. We're going to go right into making a sequel. I'm sure it was like actually the plan.
Oh yeah, you feel it right away.
4 more books where the kind of magic, kind of kung fu technique.
I like the implication, but yeah. Overall, still great movie.
Naveen, anything you wanted to tag on to that?
No, man. It was just a fun movie with some crazy effects things to make it work, and it was cool.
Yeah, it's. I think I kind of mentioned briefly, but ever since we watched Big Trouble in Little China, the Hong Kong kind of mainland China kind of kung fu wuxia sort of, it's a sort of magical kind of martial arts movie. It's such an expansive kind of genre of film, and so little of it, kind of comparatively, has kind of made its way out to the States. We had, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was sort of like a big hit out here, and I feel because of that, we got a lot of the really serious movies of that kind of coming in after, like Empire and kind of just House of Flying Daggers, and obviously like Matrix kind of drew off that a bit, but so much of kind of like that film tradition from that part of the world is based on kind of comedy more than kind of serious drama, and it's just for me, I'm sure kind of people who kind of grew up with that stuff will kind of recognize like a much kind of broader set of like the references and the things they're kind of calling into than we necessarily would, but for this movie is, even if you kind of don't know what they're drawing off, it's so interesting and fun and engaging.
It's really surprising that. Sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
It's really surprising to me that this style of movie isn't more popular here in the States. I mean, and I don't feel like, and maybe I just haven't seen them, but I don't feel like Western directors have tried to, because they've stolen everything else. I don't feel like this type of movie has really been made here in the States. Maybe the Kung Pao movie.
I was gonna say,
but I actually haven't seen that one. So
it's funny. It's good.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's good because like to my memory, like this kind of hit in like our mid-20s in the States, and this was pretty popular and like reasonably successful. It was kind of grad school at the time. Everybody that I knew that was into movies was talking about this kind of thing. It did really well.
Oh, really?
Out
Okay.
here, but,
Yeah, I remember it doing really well. And Shaolin Soccer as well.
Yeah,
becoming.
So
watch that if you haven't seen it.
Who else here has seen like Shaolin Soccer?
Yeah,
I saw it years ago. I actually bought Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer as like a 2-pack at Best Buy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Had to.
Yeah. Also like a very kind of similar like movie to this. Really really fun if you're just kind of like looking for like more of the same thing. But Andy, absolutely to your point, like this almost kind of 20 years later is still kind of funny and entertaining, accessible, and sort of particularly with, as Charlie was talking about, just the absolute sort of proliferation of kind of East Asian kind of culture and cinema that's in the States right now. Something like this seems like it would be like a no-brainer to really find that out.
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would definitely think so.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the questions. Donut, you are badly hurt. What surprised you about this movie? What are the scenes that kind of really stick out in your head?
Let me start. I made both my kids watch this. Okay, let me start by saying Ray was having a temper tantrum yesterday, and he comes in, and I was like, Caleb, watch this scene. And Caleb's seen the scene before, and this is the scene where Singh is confronted by the townspeople, and he's like, I'm going to fight you one-on-one. And Ray's just like...
That scene is the most Eric-coded scene, I think.
Oh, yeah. Ray's just like... This movie looks stupid. It's not funny. It's not funny. And he's trying to be like all brave and like, pouting. And so then I started up, and then, he says, all right, you, come on. He's like, come over here. And it's the farmer woman. She comes over. He's like, I'll let you get a free punch in. She punches him. He's just bleeding, and he's like, what do you do? She's like, I'm a farmer. And she's like, get out of here. Get out of here. And then he's like, all right, yeah, you, shorty, over there. And then, like, the guy stands up, and he's super tall, and he's like, oh, no, hey, you're cheating. No, you sit back down.
Sit back down. He was on a chair in the crowd.
I look over at Ray, and I could just see Ray just, for a fraction of a second, just kind of like, and then he's just like, all right, geezer, come on, let's go. And then the old man pushes through the ground, he's all ripped. And then I look over at Ray, and he's just like, and then he's like, no, not you. He's like, you, kid, over here. And then the kid walks out all ripped. And that was it. That got him.
That actually broke through.
Yeah, we were like howling laughing. And
it's such a good scene. It's so old school vaudeville. Like this guy just, every setback he's hit with, he just bullshits more. He just doubles down. It's so fun. So well.
Love that scene every single time.
So I would say what was surprising to me. So I was expecting a bona fide hero to emerge way sooner than he did. I would say the landlady was really more of like almost the main character of the story. If you had to pick one, than anybody else.
A woman who barely acted prior to this movie, and she's kind of like the center point of it.
I heard she didn't even audition.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She just showed up with like a cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Like, she was watching her friend audition. And she was standing there smoking a cigarette with what they refer to as an annoyed look on her face.
We need that. Put that in.
So that was surprising. The first time that the landlady ran like super fast, just sort of like out of nowhere, was totally unexpected to me. I was really not thinking that she was going to be a pivotal character in that way. I thought she was going to be like comedic, timing.
Her character is always kind of background, not that important. Sort of like the shrew kind of screaming from like one.
Yeah.
That scene. Now that you bring that up too, I remember that always kind of like felt out of place. Where she runs away up to her room because she's scared of like the Axe gang or whatever. She's like shaking in the sheets, and I'm like, that's funny, but she's also like this, secret badass.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to do this, so why is she running? I mean, maybe if she kind of was like, I'm going to ignore this, that's one thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a stretch for comedic value.
And then the other thing, other couple of things, the Axe gang dance scene at the beginning is bizarre and kind of awesome. The blood gushing from the jail cell is apropos of nothing. I mean, I guess they're trying to show that he's a tough guy. He's a really badass behind the door. Plus, it's a Shining reference.
The reference to The Thing is what's actually sort of being.
No, The Shining, isn't it?
The Shining.
Yeah. But so that was weird. The fight scene with the two musician kung fu master guys.
The harpists.
Yeah. Okay. Where they're playing this, I don't know, whatever that instrument was, and
none of us. I looked it up. None of us could pronounce that instrument without sounding racist. So
got it.
I wasn't gonna bother.
He's like, yep. Three of you just snip it.
It's called The Hustler.
Yeah, that was bizarre too. But so those things stand out of my head. amongst a lot of things that stand out in my head.
Yeah.
And Naveen, how about yourself?
Yeah, a lot of those things. Another part was just the constant flattening of people's feet as a fighting move. Just reminds me, it's one of my reference scenes as well. Just totally remind me of, Looney Tunes and Merry Medleys, where it's just when they're running and then
there's a big mallet or
hits,
like a boulder falls on somebody's foot.
Hits into the landlady hits into the big billboard sign and stuff, and like the coyote. It's fantastic. It's
Oh man, what about the scene where Singh is given the task of like killing somebody? So he goes back to what's called Pigsty Alley, and he's going to kill the landlady.
And
he's going to throw the knife.
It's a perfect rule of threes. That's one I.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Is they try to throw a knife at the landlady 3 times, and it's so well executed as a comedic scene because Singh keeps on getting stabbed every single time, but it's so good because you can't possibly. It's so well constructed. You can't see how is he going to get stabbed a second time. How is he going to get stabbed a third time? He gets stabbed a third time, and then what's his? It's
like, where'd the handle go? Then Bone just grabs the blade out.
He's like, oh, it's just the handle. He's
puts it back in. I have a question, and I don't know if anybody has an answer to this. Forgive my what's what I'm looking for.
Look, I don't know if you can whistle for snakes, okay? I don't know if that's a thing, so I can actually get that answer.
So my question is, there are a couple of times throughout the movie where there are characters that walk around with half-ass hanging out of their pants.
It's just the one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2 of them, wasn't it? It was the barber.
The barber. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so what's? I think I know intuitively. I think I know what that's supposed to mean, but I'm curious if there's like an actual reference there.
I think it's just a gay joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Same thing with the tailor. Maybe you're thinking the tailor with the red panties, and she keeps calling him a fairy.
That's right. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. She keeps calling him.
I laugh every time. I feel bad. I get what's happening, but I feel like it's lighthearted, so it's not that offensive.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Because he runs away, mincing across the screen. Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're fairy with your red panties or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought too. All right.
Buddhism-based culture, like they're more open-minded about that stuff generally. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Got it. For me, kind of everything that we mentioned, sort of like 2 perfect comedic scenes. For me, though, like part of what's amazing about this movie is it could have just been a straight action movie. It could have just been a straight period comedy.
Sure.
That scene with them all dancing, it could have been like a Bollywood film. That dance scene is amazing like this. Everybody's totally lined up. But the thing that really comes up to me, like the one scene, I believe, like out of the three masters, the Coolie and Donut and the tailor when they have to leave town, but like the harpists are sent after them. That first scene where they're introduced of kind of Coolie walking through the town late at night and the harpists are starting to play and they're firing kind of like the sharp magic notes at him, and first you see a plant fall over, and then you see like a little bit like a chimney carved off, and then you see like a cat jump off the roof and you only see its shadow, but then the cat itself disappears off screen and you see like the shadow sort of split in half, and then he turns around and his head just kind of gets that kind of chopped off. Like the movie could have also been a really great horror film, like the one that Block was not.
Sure.
The thing that really kind of jumps out for me, like scenes I remember, is like that fight with the harpists, between the harpists and the masters, and then like the landlord.
Such a good scene.
It's so good how it starts, and then how it sort of builds from like the notes are just kind of basically invisible. You see like these little kind of whips in the air, then all of a sudden like they're knives and they're big swords, and finally by the end of the fight, they're full-on demons kind of carrying scimitars and sort of like flying.
That's the one thing I can't tell. I can't tell if it's really they're actually throwing knives or swords at them, or it's just like it's projections of like wind or
They're I think kind of
or
stylized
chi or energy.
representations of like wind,
Yeah.
or kind of something like that.
Because I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, how do they have that many like weapons in their instrument? Like, where are they hiding all of them? And then when you see like the undead being thrown at them with like the blades, then you're kind of like, okay, what the hell's that?
That's kind of like the stylized. That's a top level attack.
I figured that's like their super attack or something. So.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw it as their chi. Like a projection of their chi kind of thing.
It's a similar kind of thing. I think in the limited Demon Slayer that I've watched, where when they do some sword techniques, fire or water or whatever else kind of pops out the swords, it's kind of ambiguous. Is this something they're actually creating, or is this just kind of either the chi or like the technique itself? That's
maybe like an avatar or something.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was the one that sort of stuck out for me. I think it's such a great scene. It's such kind of like a cool sort of bracing kind of tonal shift, because it's really the only part of the movie that's really a horror film at all. But to just the icing on the cake for this, I didn't like put this together at the time, but I read afterwards that Chow intended for the harpists to actually be the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I read about that too.
Wild like that. They're set up like that. They say lines from the Blues Brothers movies. At least.
Oh, do they?
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely love that.
I think they're a little too serious for that, but.
Yeah. Don't you remember all those decapitations that Dan Aykroyd pulled off? Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, going on. We've touched on this quite a bit. We can kind of go quickly through this one, but no soccer. Hong Kong famously takes inspiration from both Eastern and Western cinema. What are some of the references that you caught watching this film?
Dude, that no soccer, when I heard that quote, I was just like, I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Because he's coming off 3 years of making one of the basically the biggest Hong Kong movie up to that point.
Shaolin Soccer's done. We're done with soccer. Let's move on.
Yeah, that was fun.
I didn't realize they did a movie before that, too. Like, right before that. I think it was like in 96 called The God of Cookery. And it's Stephen Chow. He co-wrote it.
He's been in over 40 martial arts movies. Like this guy.
A bunch of movies, yeah. Wow. And that was a comedy too. It was comedy and action and stuff. So it's great to see kind of like they keep jumping theme to theme and then introducing this style of movie. But I think this is the only one that has like all these like Western references in it and stuff like that, or little Easter eggs from other films in the West.
Because obviously, like some of the other things that we've watched, like Real Zombies or like Cholet, where obviously there's probably kind of cultural stuff that kind of they were certainly ripping on that we have kind of no context for. So
Sure.
I noticed that Donut's death scene was a direct rip from The Untouchables.
Really? Okay.
So the scene where Sean Connery's character dies in The Untouchables, and Kevin Costner is sort of over him and holding him as he's dying, is basically, I mean, it's almost a shot-for-shot remake in Kung Fu Hustle. So that very clearly was a rip from that. And then
I think in that scene there's also like a Spider-Man quote.
There is.
Great power, great responsibility, something like that. Yeah. That again, the dance scene is totally a West Side Story, takeoff.
Oh, seriously? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. With the Jets and the shit. Who's the other one?
Tigers.
The Hawks.
Yeah. The Jets and no, it's neither of those. Anyway,
Jimmy Organs.
The Weebs.
Yeah.
And then. Something that I noticed, and I don't know if this movie was a touchstone for anybody. Jets, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this movie was a touchstone for anybody, but it was sort of, I think, as I think back on it, it was the movie that got me hooked on comic book movies. Was Dick Tracy. I mentioned it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So the lighting in Dick Tracy, where they've got all this up lighting, and it's bright and it's colorful and it's kind of comic booky.
It's literally supposed to mimic like a high contrast 40s Sunday comic strip, including like the color palettes that they had.
Absolutely. So I felt like that was going on a lot in this movie too. I don't know if he was inspired by Dick Tracy, but that's what it reminded me of. So that's what I got.
Naveen, how about yourself?
Yeah, I had the great power line, the Shaolin Soccer. The last fight scene definitely reminded me of The Matrix. You know, when he's fighting the Agent Smiths that just keep coming in, and he's like,
Matrix 2, which had only come out like a year prior.
Yep.
That scene does not look good in The Matrix 2. They do it about I think like a million times better in this one. Plus they're wearing top hats.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't mind the CG in this film.
I don't either.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I think the only one thing I didn't like was the butterfly, and I was like, they didn't need to CG that. They could have got a real butterfly, but yeah, the rest of it I was like, it's good. It was good.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
And the other thing is with the landlady. I don't know. I mean, you guys probably watch more SNL than I do, but back in the 90s, Sherry O'Terry had this sketch where she was the lady on the porch.
Yeah.
And she would, the ball would come up. Oh, yeah. And every time I saw the landlady, that's the only thing I think of is like, it's my ball now. My ball. You can't have that
now. It's my ball now.
Yeah.
No more soccer. Boom.
I don't know if it was a reference, but that's what I thought of.
Nice.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Never seen Free Ice Cream. Is Stephen Chow an effective lead, even though he plays a criminal and heel for 90-95% of the film?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
No. No. He was maybe the weakest character in the whole movie.
Yeah.
It was a different hero's journey.
He's not in most of the movie, by the way.
That too. Like I think the landlady is the to me is the most memorable character from the entire movie.
Absolutely.
And it's not even close.
Right.
Like Jack Burton was there for like the whole adventure. Like he was in just about every scene. Yeah, and Stephen Chow, I mean, he's there randomly, and they kind of allude to like maybe he has some kind of hidden powers or something. And then they revealed the end.
He doesn't kind of really affect anything at all until
he causes. Like I thought about it too. I was kind of like, well, he had the firecracker and he threw it, and then it's burned like the Axe Gang leader's hat. But at the same time, they were already stopping by the place anyways, so they were already going to start shit. You didn't need the firecracker because it really, it didn't escalate too much because of that, I think. But
was Stephen Chow any better in Shaolin Soccer? Was he more believable there?
It's been in a while, so I feel like he was a better leader.
I remember I watched it with an old girlfriend, and Shaolin Soccer the entire time she's just googly eyes at the screen. He's like really kind of fit and handsome.
I think he brings it
this
together.
This is a leading man, martial arts expert, one of China's kind of biggest cover movie stars. I think that he's not a very effective lead. I don't think he's supposed to be in this one. I think he's very deliberately.
He's really a dick in this film.
Yeah.
I think it's hysterical though. Like for example, he keeps picking on the mute girl. And I don't think he even connects the first couple times. But the scene where he sits there, they steal the ice cream, and she's chasing after him. She's like, no. She's like crying. And they're standing at the back of the trolley, and then Stephen Chow's laughing. And he's laughing so hard the ice cream's spilling out of his mouth.
Coming out of his mouth?
Hysterically. And I was just like, what an asshole. Like, and she's mute, so she's like, she can't do anything about it. But he's just, every scene he's in, he's trying to do something moronic or stupid, and
which again I think is a very different choice of just like because this is highly successful leading man coming up like this mega success with this movie. He's just like, you know what, I either want to do comedy or I want to just be a dick. I'll say that I'm starring the thing. I'll kind of put my face in the poster, but I'm going to undermine the vast majority of like what we're just kind of like what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that is a good thing that he does though for the film. It's just whatever scene he's in, he's talking like a moron or he's saying something stupid.
He's
but
badly dressed.
Laugh at him.
Moving around, bumbling around, like his haircut's terrible.
Yeah, his idea of comedy, I think it's silly, and I do think it works, especially in some scenes. He got bit by the snakes and his lips swell up. Right. Just ridiculous stuff. Just his reactions. They feel a little most innocent, so it has some kind of charm to it.
Absolutely. I mean, he kind of did like a little bit of a similar thing and I may be misremembering this like a bit, but Shaolin Soccer, the woman who was his co-star was like kind of like this mega hot Hong Kong actress, and like a couple of years was kind of being talked about as like one of the most beautiful woman in the world, and like the majority of the film, she has like a crazy rash, and then in the final soccer game, the rash is cleared up, but she shaved bald the entire time. So I think again, it just maybe kind of comedic conceit of just like let's kind of do something kind of funny and weird and different.
Yeah. I mean, something I thought about this movie too was I felt if you compare it to like Kung Fu Panda, and you have Po. Po is this just kind of like bumbling goofball the whole time, and then by the end he's like a kung fu master or something like that with his secret, was it Shadu or whatever it is technique?
Right, but Kung Fu is all kind of based around the fact that he's fat and kind of likes swirling around.
Yeah, I think it's because it's a kids movie. Excuse it. But I think that's kind of like, what are you expecting out of the movie? If you're watching this movie and you're expecting a comedy and not to take it too seriously, you're going to get that, and you're going to get more. I mean, it's just... So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people just take it for what it is. They're just like, hey, it's comedy. It's supposed to be funny, and there's some action in there, some memorable scenes, and don't question it too much.
Yeah, and it's I think it's really like a testament to how like appealing this film is. Like obviously in Hong Kong, this became sort of like a crazy megawatt hit. But the four of us really having no context for like this movie or this kind of film genre whatsoever, also kind of managed to kind of find it like really entertaining.
Yeah,
that says it all. All right, why don't we throw to a quick break and we'll come back with lightning round and closing thoughts. All right, so still some kind of different here. Lightning round, short answers only. First, the Kwan Lung Toad style. What is your kung fu school and finishing move? Who wants to go first?
All right, I'll go because mine's probably the worst. So at least we'll end on a good one. Mine's School of the Goose. So you get a goose chase or a goosing.
Come here, Goosey. Come here.
Who isn't afraid of a goose when you're getting chased by a goose? Come on.
Oh, terrifying.
Sure.
Worst version
Definitely,
of that.
I don't think that's bad at all, Naveen. I think that's a good answer.
You're chasing grandmas.
I went with the Academy of the Broken Wind, and
nice.
my finishing move is the Under Thunder.
It's pretty good.
Okay. Papa, what do you got?
So mine is called the School of, all right, just hold on. I'm almost there. Wait. All right, I'm done. Was it good for you? And my secret technique is called the quicker than most shot.
Yeah, nice.
Well played. Well played. That's a win.
Very nicely. Mine is called the School of the Shupe Hydroponic Garden, and my finishing move is called the Spicy Oregano.
Nice.
Any pizza or pasta dish, just really make sure you have like a bad Thursday night.
Invite John to your pizza party.
All right, going on. The landlord and the landlady were supposed to be inspired by a sort of famous kind of ancient Chinese epic called The Return of the Condor, and this pairing is called I guess the Yang Guao Fated Lovers. So the lightning round question I had is pick a gal from reality or fiction that you would want as your martial arts fighting partner.
Go, John. I want to hear you picked.
Go ahead.
Is anybody else going to do visual effects?
No.
No.
All right, so let me even see if I can kind of get this. My, if I had to pick one lady from reality or fiction to have by my side in a tense, desperate martial arts struggle.
Let me guess. Can I guess?
Let me see.
Is it Miss Piggy? It is!
Yes! There she is.
Yes!
A queen.
I was almost going to pick her.
Yeah.
I was so close.
He dropped it earlier. He dropped the high I was like, that's it.
Just seeing her in the Muppet movie a couple weeks ago, she single-handedly to defend her man, fights out not
Look at her
only
hair, by the
man,
way.
but
She's like
rednecks.
She's like a Suzanne Summers thing going on there.
Yeah, it's a fun kick you look for spring. Like I like the guys in this.
Yeah, she's
rednecks and the Mel Brooks Nazi, and that's a woman I think you want.
So you're saying you wouldn't kick that out of your bed?
I'm just saying I let her bring home the bacon.
Waka waka.
All right, who's going next?
I went with Kimiko from The Boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Karen
That's a good
Fukuhara.
call. That's a good call.
That's a great call.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it, she had a very short-lived bilingual cooking channel on YouTube.
She did, yeah. Is that you shared with me, right?
That is just one of the most adorable things.
The actress that played Kimiko?
Yes.
Yeah.
Karen Fukuhara, yes.
Huh.
She basically kind of teaches you how to kind of make sort of simple, traditional Japanese dishes in both English and fluent Japanese.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
All right.
Naveen?
Going with Michelle Yao.
Ah.
Wow.
Classic.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Everything, everywhere, all in ass kicking.
Yeah. Whether it's in Shang-Chi or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure, she's been in so much stuff.
Yeah.
If we do another rotation, like kind of like an Asian cinema, like this is she has supposedly some like these 70s classics. She never officially took martial arts. She was like trained as like a ballet dancer.
Oh wow.
It's just
No kidding. Yeah, I
want
know.
to be
That's
preeminent.
interesting.
Nice.
And Eric, how about yourself?
So this is what I was gonna say. I thought everybody was gonna pick Chun-Li. It's gonna be like
Oh!
3 Chun-Lis, and then I'm gonna have like no pick. So I had 2 backup picks.
Okay.
My next backup pick.
Start with your third draft pick, then let's go number 2, then number 1.
Third draft.
Yeah.
All right, well I'll start with Chun-Li because I already mentioned Chun-Li.
Okay.
And then my next pick was China, the wrestler China.
Nice.
I thought about her too. Yep.
Yeah, she's the real beast.
Yep.
She would have taken care. She would have cleaned up. My number 1 pick was Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh, there we go.
You know,
Also a great call.
Yeah.
I remember
I'm
seeing
surprised.
that.
What's up?
Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
I remember seeing that that Simpsons Treehouse of Terror episode that she was on, where she was trying to seduce comic book guy as Xena, even though she was kind of supposed to be like Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless as, yeah.
Come here, you. Xena wants sex. And I remember simultaneously being like, that's the stupidest thing that I've ever heard every time I've seen a picture of it.
No, thank you.
I can't believe nobody picked The Bride. From
Oh
Kill Bill.
wow. Okay. Yeah.
I thought for sure someone.
That's
That's
a
why I
good
didn't pick
call.
her. I figured
I
someone
haven't
would.
seen it in a while. That's why.
Right.
Which was that?
But
I
that was
kind
a
of
good
missed
one,
it.
too.
The Bride, you
Kill
said?
Bill?
Uma
The Bride
Thurman's
from Kill
character from Kill
Uma
Bill.
Thurman.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of that one.
That's a good call. Didn't even think about it.
Although
Yep.
she doesn't have too much of kind of like a film presence, however. But her daughter is really really cute. B, also the manifestation of anxiety.
Yes, indeed.
Sure.
Indeed.
All right, so kind of going on and kind of real quick for trivia, Tiny Toes. Let's call this a little bit of trivia about like the movie itself. I want to keep this one short because you go on like Wikipedia, IMDb, there is a ton.
I know.
Yeah.
I said it earlier. I didn't have anything, and I think the one thing I found was I don't think Davine mentioned this earlier. Maybe you did. There's a scene where it's like the landlord and landlady. They're in the car with like the Axe gang leader and then like his like main henchman or whatever, and they're just like the landlady's sitting between like the 2 guys.
Right.
And
It cuts
apparently,
away, then it cuts back, and she's just in the car.
Yeah. she enacts reenacts a scene from a Bruce Lee film, I guess, where like he just does the thing where he's like no like this. He does no talking.
Right.
It's just kind of like, hey guys, just looks at him, does the kind of like, nope, you're not going to be messing with my town. And then they're like, all right, whatever you want. Yep. I guess it was a famous scene.
Yeah, House of the Dragon, something like that.
Yeah. You're right. I think that's it.
I noticed, and I'm sure this is more of a reference to probably something that's Chinese cultural, mythology kind of thing, but the Taylor character, which was, I'm blanking on Donut. Was it not the Taylor? No. Was it?
The Taylor, I think, was just named Taylor.
Yeah.
Just Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the Taylor character,
rings and the red underwear.
That's exactly it. So he had the 10 rings, which was I guess probably made more famous by Shang-Chi later on. That was really, honestly, that was one of the only things I noticed. That and the fact that the guy that played the landlady's husband, the landlord, he is the same guy that played Master Guangbo in Shang-Chi as well. So I found two Shang-Chi references there.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Same guy. So that's what I found.
Naveen?
You had mentioned the Bill Murray quote earlier, but there was one part you kind of missed out, which I thought was pretty neat. And Bill Murray mentioning that it's a day of mourning for American comedy when that movie came out, which was just like, oh man, that's pretty rough. But one thing I want to check out, I read that the English dubbing is different than the English subtitles version.
Okay.
So they kind of changed some of the jokes and the references when they dubbed it, as opposed to doing the subtitles.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
I don't know. That's all I know, and be interested to finding a dubbed version to see what.
I was curious because sometimes they do that when they are trying to figure out like the Western audience. They're like, what would be better? People don't want to read subtitles, and maybe they're going to see like a Asian, kung fu flick or something. So let's try to be a little more serious about it. So maybe they cut away some of the jokes and try to straight shoot it, but hopefully they didn't.
Not sure. I just said like different jokes and different references. It didn't really go into specifics.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why they did that.
Bill Murray, when he made that comment, he was like probably watching the movie and saw the harpist, and he was like, "Oh shit, John and Dan never did that during a Blues Brothers show."
Did you notice the way they sat though? They just sat with one leg and the other leg they cross-legged, but there was like no chair. They were just levitating.
That had to be explained on the internet.
So awesome.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, that was cool.
The only other sort of bit about the about this movie, I'll kind of tag on for trivia. In addition to those things, Andy, you said about the landlord. In the 70s, he was Bruce Lee's stunt double.
No shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's
looks exactly like him.
Of a guy who's kind of martial arts, kind of cinema legend, and a woman who had basically never acted before as like a landlord and like that.
That's really cool. I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's that kind of winding the show down. Do we have closing thoughts either on this movie? I think we kind of praised it like pretty profusely, but do we have kind of closing thoughts on like the last 4 movies we've watched generally? We had kind of like a very interesting selection, 4 different films, 4 different countries. How was this experience overall for you guys?
Challenging for me, but in a great way. I mean, I can't say that I loved all the movies we watched. I think I found bits and pieces of every one of them that I thought were really great. But, holistically, there were a couple of the movies anyway that were kind of meh for me.
They were kind of tough sits.
They were a little difficult for me. But that being said, I'm super glad that we went through the exercise. I never would have watched. Honestly, I probably never would have watched any of these movies had it not been for this. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad we did the exercise. I really am.
Naveen, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely go see Kung Fu Hustle. But overall, I agree with Andy. Some of the movies I've seen, I did see Kung Fu Hustle earlier, and obviously Sholay. The other ones, The Raid and We Are Little Zombies, hadn't seen. So it was great to see and watch. And I think might be something we should consider doing again, just to really
Absolutely.
push
Yeah.
our boundaries a little bit, or maybe even get into some genres that we haven't really touched on that we probably don't watch as a norm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can speak for kind of my personal hopes for the show, but I'm looking forward to kind of going back to like a little bit kind of more kind of like familiar fare. But I certainly don't you know, for me personally, I like the idea of kind of like doing a mix of like things that are kind of more fun and nostalgic and familiar to us, kind of mixed in with things that maybe are a bit more kind of different, challenging, outside the purview of kind of typical experience, typically exposed to. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to constantly be challenged, because then it just grades on you a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
If you do that, you end up with Eric texting you that he only liked like 7% of the movie. And it's just
Look, I did the heavy lifting for you guys, so you're welcome.
Thank you, Atlas.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was watching it and I was like, I can imagine how Andy felt when he watched my selection. But I will say at least that one had some humor in it. The one I watched was just serious all the way through for like an hour and 40 minutes. I was like, okay. I laughed at a scene that you weren't supposed to laugh at.
That's not a great sign.
Yeah.
Sounds like my brothers and I when we watched the Titanic.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
The thing shipping, the ship sinking, and my brother and I are just like. We also watched it on Christmas Day.
Oh God!
So it was fantastic.
What a present!
Terrible choice.
Oh, it was great, man! It was awesome. People are in there. We're laughing at the movie, and it's Christmas Day. It's great.
One of the funniest theater-going experience I ever had was myself and a bunch of like our high school friends went to like a midnight showing of Spider-Man 2. Naveen was sitting right next to me. And Naveen's not a guy who kind of yells stuff out or makes so. Naveen is a dude who loves his cinema, who takes his stuff seriously, who was always respectful. But we got to the end of the movie, and Spider-Man 2, it's like this big, like Peter's revealed himself to Mary Jane, and he hears like the police sirens, and he goes like swinging off to his next adventure, and Kirsten Dunst just goes, "Go get him, Tiger," and Naveen just screams out, "He's a spider!" And laugh.
Naveen, do you remember this?
I sure do. It was awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's like don't jerk off for a year and then paint the garage. So completely just out of fucking nowhere. It's 20 years later, like I'm still going.
Every time I see that scene, or if I watch it again, I just remember that.
It's important because it didn't even sound like a joke. Like Naveen had his tone just indignant. I can't explain it. Like, and it just like his
John, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
It's about the presentation.
Yeah.
Puberty was so just in the chamber, fired out. The Gen Z's kind of being nothing.
I wasn't there, man. Sorry.
Okay.
I would have been there right with you.
Eric, Asia, how you feeling about it?
You know what? I'll be honest with you guys. Andy and Naveen, I don't know you as well as Johnny. I knew he's totally down for Asian cinema. The fact that this got greenlit, like that people voted for this, and this was like the number one choice.
This is the number one choice. This is the only one that didn't have to kind of go on like second round.
It shocks me. I didn't think that this would get picked up of all the choices. I thought it would have been like horror or definitely the SNL leads. But when this one got picked, I shit my pants a little because I was like, there's no way. There must be like, a fluke or something in the voting system. Like, and that's the thing. I love watching these kind of movies. So I was just like, no, it's not going to come to me. And we get to choose it. Everybody gets to pick something. It was a fun selection. I'm glad with how it turned out. And I think if we do it again, I'll say this. I feel like me and Johnny, maybe there was some more dark films we could have chosen for this. Or it could
We
have been.
didn't touch Korea.
And yeah.
We did not put a toe into Korea.
I don't say that you wouldn't like them because they're too slow or you just can't relate to them. I think it's just the subject matter is it's not for everybody. And I mean, once you start watching them and you get used to them, then hey, I mean, you'll probably love Korean cinema. But I mean, if we started with The Old Boy, for example, if you haven't seen Old Boy, like shit, that's a way to
podcast would
enter
not have
Asian
made it
cinema.
12 episodes if we had put Old Boy on this rotation.
Yeah, we'd have a separate discussion after the podcast to talk about the film.
Yeah.
Is it a tough watch?
It's a great film. I love it for so many reasons, but just some of the subject matter is it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's I mean, we would not have needed like a second podcast to talk about the film. We would need like a second conversation to talk about like the four of us continuing to be friends.
Tony, why you always play psychologist?
just we gotta ease this show into like the Park Chan-wook stuff.
I also I don't think I could take anything you say seriously since you brought up Miss Piggy in the background because that's all I see when I look at you. So yeah, okay, Johnny. Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you mean
to your own opinion? I know.
Mwah?
Oh, that was well done.
That was good.
Eric is terrifying. I feel like so much.
We would do these impressions all the time.
Yeah.
Karate Piggy.
Eric has a near perfect Piggy. Nate has a near perfect Kermit. So,
I can't do the Kermit Frog justice.
How sweet.
Okay. I will just kind of echo what Eric said. Like all this was new. Naveen, thank you in particular for kind of bringing kind of something from your childhood. I truly had no idea about particularly the fact that you back in the day would never watch the stuff like even kind of like unsubtitled. That was a cool little addition to that. I think it's we learned a lot about Eric and I have kind of pretty similar kind of taste for this stuff. We learned a bit more about what Naveen and Andy actually like, and I'd be thrilled if we get to kind of like circle back to this again at some point. Kind of probably one of these more kind of boundary pushing sort of experimental cycles. That being said, I'm going to turn this last little chunk over to Andy, who was the host who suggested the theme of our next cycle, and I believe is doing. Hold on, let me check the rotation.
It's supposed to be SNL leads.
Actually, it's Naveen coming up first, but Andy, your theme recommendation that got the second place number of votes, SNL leads. You want to speak a little bit about that, and Naveen, if you want to chime in, particularly if you have a choice for kind of what we'll be watching for. I think our next pod we're doing kind of short topics, but we'll sort of get back to SNL. But Andy, your thoughts?
Yeah, so SNL for me is, even though it goes in, it peaks and valleys, I guess, of quality. To me, SNL is still sort of like the touchstone for comedy in my life. Back before I was, not old enough, but I guess able to stay up late enough to watch it every Saturday, it had this mystique that just always fascinated me.
It's a rite of passage show. Just
yeah.
You stay up under your own power and get to entire episodes.
Yep, absolutely. And still to this day, my favorite interviews and podcasts that I hear are those that are done with alumni, cast members of SNL, and just the stories about the writing process, or meeting a guest, or just the whole thing about it fascinates me. So as I look back through sort of some of my absolute all-time favorite comedy movies particularly, but really some of my favorite movies, they are movies that are helmed, if you will, by an SNL alumni. And not only that, and I guess I alluded to this, but there are so many different genres that you could potentially hit with an SNL cast member in them. Obviously, comedy is like the primary, but
it's not the exclusive thing
That's right.
that SNL kind of actors kind of go on to do.
That's right. So I mean, it's entirely possible that all four of us pick a comedy, and that's great. If that's what happens, that's fine. But that wouldn't have to necessarily be that way. You could pick, like a Punch Drunk Love, which is Adam Sandler. And of course, I'm not going to come up with another example, but there are others as well. Sci-fi. I mean, it kind of runs the gamut. So I just thought it would be interesting. Number one, to see. I know all four of you guys are fans of SNL in some form or fashion. Be interesting to see what you come up with, and I thought it would be a good, kind of just a fun set of 4 movies to go through.
I particularly feel like I like the contrast between like the Asian cinema theme, which is really kind of at one level or another terra incognita for all 4 of us, going from that into something, all of us kind of being movie nerds, being kind of comedy nerds, being SNL. When you hit high school, it's I once read SNL kind of described as a show that has perennially, since its like first season, been 98% disposable direct, and then 2% like funniest and most important things happen on television. That was true when it came out. It's true in the 80s. It's true when we were teenagers. I could kind of like stay. So I love kind of going from something that we almost kind of nothing about to okay. Now we got like home field advantage.
Yeah,
I was listening to Conan's podcast today, and he had Tina Fey on, who to me is an absolute comedic genius. And God, I hope she takes over for Lorne Michaels when he eventually decides to step down.
It's weird that didn't happen like a decade ago.
I agree. She is the absolute perfect fit. And does she want the job? I don't. Whatever, but. I really hope that she's the one that steps into that role. But she made an interesting comment, and I'm paraphrasing. She said something about how SNL is really kind of the only remaining piece of old showbiz, old-fashioned showbiz, where you've got, not only
major network show,
stars on TV, but also the fact that, behind the scenes, there's just random celebrities will show up to just kind of like be there and experience it. They're not on the show, they're not contributing, they're just there to be there on the night, and then they go to the after party, and you've got this mixture of musicians and actors and debutantes and every pop culture across the board.
A thing you'd hear about with Carson, or a thing that you would hear about with like Letterman, but like just everything now becoming so kind of niche and stratified like this, like the fact that there's an old school institution like that is in 2024 especially.
And even going back to Dean Martin and all those kinds of things where you'd have the entire Rat Pack would get together and they'd be on they'd either be on a show or surrounding a show, the Friars Club roasts, just all of that stuff. This is sort of like the last thing. Anyway, this is what Tina Fey said, and I thought it was interesting. It was an interesting take on it.
Absolutely. Could we ask, do you have your pick for the cycle yet, or do you want to wait a little bit to announce that?
I do have my pick. So I'll be the second show in the cycle. Naveen, you're the first show. Have you picked yours yet?
I've not picked mine. I've been really thinking about it, and I kind of wanted to do something. You had mentioned Punch Drunk Love, but I wasn't going to pick that one. But something where you have this, SNL cast member, and they tried to do something that was maybe somewhat comedic, but on a serious note, where So, I was thinking Stranger Than Fiction, thinking Memoirs of the Invisible Man, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, John Carpenter is supposedly not very good.
And that's why I was thinking it should be like it didn't do very well. I remember watching it, and I remember enjoying it, but I was I was pretty young at the time watching it. But I remember it being pretty panned as well. So
we have technically done 2 Carpenter movies already.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and I was not aware it was a Carpenter movie.
So Andy, do you want to share for this or?
Sure. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I certainly can. I waffled back and forth between two movies. One I have seen, one I have not seen. The one I have not seen, which is the one I've decided to not go with, is 1941, which is a John Belushi World War II period comedy.
Oh, didn't Spielberg direct that?
I believe he did. Yes, I think that's true.
Wow. Okay.
It's a movie that my father says is great, and I need to watch it. I didn't want. I don't know. I was a little hesitant to pick something that I hadn't seen for this particular round because I wanted to pick something that I thought would be interesting, that I knew would be interesting and challenging to you guys. And I'm guessing, I think you haven't seen this movie. So 1941 was my second place choice. The one I'm going to go with is a movie called Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble.
Oh, is that the junkyard one and all that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great one. Oh,
yes.
Forgot about that one.
So Nothing But Trouble is I guess you would call it a borderline horror comedy kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen it, Eric?
I have not.
Okay. Not a particularly great movie, if I'm going to be honest with you, but
it's great at the same time. Not particularly great, but it is great.
But it is great. It's Chevy Chase and Demi Moore are, I guess, the two main characters, with Dan Aykroyd as the antagonist. But it is such a fever dream of a movie. It's so Digital Underground makes an appearance in the movie about halfway through.
At one point, Dan Aykroyd kills a guy with a heart. That's interesting.
You know what? I haven't seen it in a while. That very well could have happened for all I know.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
How is he sitting in the air like that with his legs?
There's a lot of weird costumes and visual effects kind of things. I wouldn't even call them visual effects; they're practical effects because I don't think there's any CGI in the movie. It's a weird watch, and I watched it when it first came out back in the '90s. I don't have the date in front of me. I saw it in the theater and remember thinking to myself, "This is so weird and a little disturbing, and makes me a little uncomfortable." Okay. And then I've subsequently watched it probably half a dozen times since then.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. Cool. So that's what I've chosen.
Eric, we texted a little bit. You had a pick kind of in mind. Do you want to share that now? Or do you want to...
I'm still kind of undecided at this point.
Okay.
I'm flip-flopping through a couple different things.
You just be speaking personally. The one you're thinking about was a really, really good one.
It is.
Yeah. If you don't want to kind of put it down, like
if I pick something different, I'm sure you'll make the right choice for your film.
Yeah. I've already locked in my pick personally.
Did you? Yeah. I honestly thought about this is different than what we texted, but I thought about So I Married an Axe Murder.
Oh, so good.
That was one I watched back in the day. And I think that's when Mike Myers was finally becoming on people's radars.
Yeah.
For being a great comedy actor. So
did that movie predate Wayne's World?
I believe it did.
I don't know.
You're wrong.
I still quote that movie.
It's all around the same time.
Yeah, I think
I still quote that movie every week.
It'll be the kind of thing like it was 6 months before or 6 months after.
Yeah.
Anytime I see somebody with a big head, go cry in your enormous pillow. An orange on a toothpick.
Good.
That's a great one.
Yeah. So I'm willing to lock my personal choice down now. It's technically starring an SNL lead. It's a movie I think that's funny. I think that it's a movie I really love. It's a movie I would love to talk about with the three of you. It's the SNL guy in question was only on the show for about a year. When he was 19, look at any footage or any pictures, he looks like a zygote during it. But the SNL lead in question is Robert Downey Jr., and the movie I want to see with the three of you is the original Iron Man.
Oh, no kidding! That's a great
There we go.
call.
There we go.
That's
Iron
a great call.
Wow.
Yeah, not like 16
Good choice.
candles or less than 0.
I
yeah.
rewatched. I told Johnny. I think this was what. Did I start 2 years ago? Maybe it was last year.
16 candles.
Rewatching all the Marvel movies, like in their correct order. Yeah.
Correct
It's a
order being
strong
what?
start.
Chronological
I
order
honestly-
or
Yeah.
release
What's up?
date order? What's the correct order? The release date order or chronological order?
No. The one they recommend, so you understand all the references, like everything falls in place correctly. So it's
Chronological.
slightly, yeah.
Right.
Like Captain Marvel, for example. I held off on the Captain Marvel and watched it towards the end, where when they aired it, but so I didn't go and watch that at the beginning. But yeah, I started with like all the original stuff back in the day, and then worked my way up. So
This is the most weed conversation.
no, it's not. It's not weed, buddy. It's not weed.
Okay.
I guess we need to look up what weeb means.
All right.
Andy wrote on his notepad, so I'm
did,
sure
I
we'll get
did.
an answer
What
soon.
words and backwards?
Bring the boy back in. We have follow-up.
Yeah, I know. Talk to Charlie. We've outed him.
Okay.
So Eric, you're the only one that needs to give us the pick, right? Because I don't know if you
Yeah.
No,
No,
I
no,
haven't.
did.
I haven't.
Maybe
Right.
And maybe
Maybe, yeah.
Andy. So for Nothing But Trouble, that's a hard commit for you.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm gonna lock Iron Man down. So if that kind of sways what you guys want to do, just for sort of interest or variety, whatever else, yeah.
Think about it.
More kind of like locking
It's
out.
tough too. I mean, everybody's gonna go usually for like an Adam Sandler film when you think about
Right.
SNL leads. Again, those were some of the, college. I remember the first time I watched like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and I remember Billy Madison like a
Going
VHS.
Bandy to Waterboy. Oh man.
Oh man, Little Nicky. There's so many of those I watched over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
I feel compelled to pick one of those. I don't know. There's so many choices. It's ridiculous. I thought SNL Leads was going to be limited to like, I don't know, maybe 20 films or something.
No, there's
I'm not doing Night at the Roxbury.
everybody who's been on that show. We're talking probably like about thousands.
You're
Yeah.
not going to do Night at the Roxbury. Oh, that's
No.
I
Sorry,
was
man.
I was. It sounds
Ladies'
like
man.
it's independent. It's like I gotta pick something kind of weird and like a little unique, rather than being like literally Andy Night at the Roxbury was my reference. I'm like somebody's gonna do Night at the Roxbury.
I watched it with Nate a bunch.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy that movie.
There's so many that you can pick. I mean, there's Spies Like Us. There's
Yeah.
Stripes.
MacGruber movie.
MacGruber.
Meatballs.
All the, yeah.
Oh,
All
what
the
was one I
Ghostbusters.
mentioned? What was all the Ghostbusters? What was the one I mentioned to you? The one with Chevy Chase, the golf movie.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
He's not a lead though.
Caddyshack. Thank you.
But he's not a lead.
Yeah, Caddyshack.
Chevy
It's a
Chase.
brilliant one.
Yeah. Chevy
What
Chase.
about Bob? I mean,
Yeah.
What about Bob? Yeah.
Chase and Bill Murray are both in that. Like, everybody remembers Rodney Dangerfield as the star of that, but there's
Sure.
a bunch of SNL guys.
yeah.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's my favorite character in that movie. I don't think the heart stuff's going to come down for a while yet.
Sweet.
Love it.
Okay, so coming up the show, so we have two kind of hard commits, and Naveen, Eric, hopefully that will give you
Surprise
a
you.
little bit of direction for like what you want to do. For the next episode we got coming up, the scheduling is going to be a little bit interesting because Eric, I believe you were leaving for the Land of the Rising Sun.
I leave in 2 days, so
Safe travels. Sir.
thank
Yep.
you. I'll be gone for about 3 weeks.
And I will be leaving similarly for also Japan in about like a week and a half. I'm going to be there for about 6 weeks. But let's try to keep up. I've got everybody's kind of like vacations in mind. We'll sort of put it on the calendar. We'll figure out what we can do at that time. Question for the next episode we had coming up. We're going to take a break from movies. Naveen and Eric, this is just on the schedule right now. We're going to do sort of short topics.
Yeah.
Eric, if you would like me to kind of sub out because you're going to be like a little bit busy with travel, I can kind of take your place for the next one. Purely up to you if you'd like to kind of do something.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll see how I'm doing.
Okay.
I flip-flopped on a couple different ideas. I don't have anything set at this point. I think, yeah, I'll think about it a little and let you know.
I'm gonna have to skip that one too because I'm gonna be in London, starting Tuesday through, I don't know, the 9th to the 15th. So.
Okay.
Well, next Tuesday. That's right.
Next Tuesday,
That's
Yeah.
right.
I thought you were leaving Thursday for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so,
it's next
so
Tuesday.
I'll put everything on the calendar, and we can kind of get like the gist, sort of how get
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right, gentlemen, appreciate kind of everybody sort of going through like this little kind of exercise about discovering kind of international cinema. We're kind of coming back to like home turf. I'm very much looking forward to the next few conversations. So, gentlemen, have a good night and thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.
See ya.
Good night.